My name is Bayete Ross Smith, and I am the inaugural Artist in Residence here at Columbia Law School. I've always been very interested in identity and the concept of identity and how it's created and how it's expressed. Identity is the basic building block for how humans interact with one another. So the way I perceive and identify myself is going to affect how I move through the world, and it's also going to affect how I interact with you. And that happens on an interpersonal level, but also on a macro level, right? So like one community to another, one society to another, one nation to another. That's been something that has always fascinated me to examine artistically, because it allows me to feel like I'm getting to the heart of how we see ourselves and how we engage with the world around us. Years ago, I started incubating this idea that I tentatively titled The Art of Justice, where I would use my work to engage members of the legal community in ideas related to our preconceived notions and creating scenarios where people are forced to question their pre-existing beliefs and ask themselves, how do I know what I know? I heard that Columbia Law School was interested in starting an artist in residency program, and I was like, oh, this is perfect for me. Just being here and talking with people and having conversations, I've learned a lot about how legal, scholarly environments function. So that's been very helpful because I've been able to develop a more in-depth notion about how to engage with the legal community. I received a lot of support with my ideas here, and that extends to just even getting feedback on certain ideas and how to best execute them in this environment. The Our Kind of People series is a body of work I've been working on for several years. It involves photographing regular, everyday people who are not models, and I photograph them in a variety of different outfits that they all own. When you look at the images from the series, you see all the different ways the same person might look on any given day, depending on when you encountered them and what they were doing. And the idea there is to question what our perception is when we see a certain type of face in certain type of clothing. And that'll shift depending on who the individual person is viewing the images and who the subjects are. You can't always tell people what they're supposed to think. You create a framework for them to question their pre-existing beliefs and their way of framing the world. And so this looks at the intersection of ethnicity, gender, race, social class signifiers, education signifiers, and how we perceive them and what that means when we look at other people and interact with them. And this has far-reaching effects into how we develop policy, how we develop laws, and then how policy and laws are enforced. Here at Columbia, I've had a really great experience photographing people for the Our Kind of People series. I think it's allowed everyone who I've photographed to really feel seen in their entirety. So when we did the opening, some of the students who volunteered to be a part of the project had already told me when I first photographed them that they enjoyed the process, and it felt good to be a part of that, and it felt good to be seen. But then them seeing the work actually on the walls of the law school and being seen as a presence that could impact the learning of their fellow students by being on these walls, that was really powerful. Some of the staff who participated in the Our Kind of People series felt really good about the end result and being able to contribute to the community in this way, and they were really pleased with all the different alter egos and versions of themselves that they got to see, but that they also got to share. It was refreshing and very validating how receptive everyone has been to my work and my presence here. My hope is that this community will reflect in a really deep way about how they see the world. I hope that they'll be open to looking for and filling in the potential blind spots they have. And I hope they'll be really thoughtful about how that is critically important given the work that they're going to go out in the world to do. Cultivating another level of awareness and self-reflection and questioning as you go about your work, that's something that I really hope the Columbia Law School community takes away from my presence here.